What's going on? Are we live? Are we a live recording? Yes. Call the press. Call the press. I'm back real fast. NU-Kihe explains the world. And as we all know, the world will not be explained because I am not a Nu or God. But I will give you perspectives. I'll give you facts, and I'll give you both sides when I can. So, man, I'm back, and I'm back fast with some quick news. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you watch till the end. So much has been happening, right? We went from Armageddon, Orange Man Trump saying that he was going to genocide a whole nation, to backing down like the bully he is, and saying, oh, we have a ceasefire. We're going to go wait 2 weeks, like we always say, and we'll hold off bombing. And we have this beautiful 10-point plan that we believe is good. Now, if you saw my video before this, the 10-point plan was all for Iran. Now, one thing in the 10-point plan was that all the surrounding areas along with Iran would be safe from bombing. But today, what happens? Israel goes crazy. So I got a couple videos. They're not Lego videos. However, we will do Lego videos earlier. But watch these videos. One is going to be a little bit long, but we need to watch it. But this first video is going to show you what happened today after the ceasefire. Check it out.
Breaking news just coming in. An Israeli strike has killed 8 people in the Lebanese city of Sidon. And this as the US and Israel agree to a ceasefire with Iran.
Well, the strike hit a seafront area of the coastal city, triggering a fire at a cafe with its glass windows shattered and scattered across the road. Firefighters are working to extinguish the blaze while the army has cordoned off the area. Cars parked nearby have also been damaged. That's the big development we're tracking for you viewers, as the ceasefire has been announced. The double ceasefire. An Israeli strike has killed 8 people in the Lebanese city of Sidon. This
I said, so because of that, what do you think the result is? The result is this.
Attacks on Lebanon. Israel's breaking news. Iran has once again closed the Strait of Hormuz in response to Israeli attacks on Lebanon. Israel's military said it hit more than 100 targets in Beirut and other areas. Lebanon's health ministry said at least 112 people died and 837 others have been wounded. This comes less than 24 hours after President Trump announced there was a 2-week ceasefire agreement in place. However, the AP reports President Donald Trump has said Lebanon was not included in the deal. Iran's foreign affairs minister initially said there would be a safe way through the strait as negotiations continue. However, that plan now appears to be on the back burner. We will continue to follow the story as more information is released. Breaking news.
So we went from genocide to ceasefire to non-ceasefire so far. Now, as you all know, I need to show them the other perspective. Okay. I was getting to that. Anyway, as you all know, we give out the facts and perspectives, right? So Let's see what the other perspective has to say about this.
Proposal with the United States. Iran could no longer tolerate being bombed or taking the gamble of what was to come following President Trump's 8 p.m. deadline last night. Iran has agreed to open the Strait of Hormuz, and as the president said, we have received a proposal from the Iranians that has been determined to be a workable basis on which to negotiate. I've seen a lot of inaccurate coverage today from the media about these negotiations and these plans already. So let me be clear and correct the record. The Iranians originally put forward a 10-point plan that was fundamentally unserious, unacceptable, and completely discarded. It was literally thrown in the garbage by President Trump and his negotiating.
Hold on 1 second. They did put a plan together. That was the plan. Thrown in the garbage, but let's listen.
Team. Many outlets in this room have falsely reported on that plan as being acceptable to the United States, and that is false. With the president's deadline fast approaching and the United States military completely decimating Iran with each passing hour, the regime acknowledged reality to the negotiating team. They put forward a more reasonable and entirely different and condensed plan to the president and his team.
A different plan? Where did this plan come from? When did this happen?
President Trump and the team determined the new modified plan was a workable basis on which to negotiate and to align it with our own 15-point proposal. The president's red lines, namely the end of Iranian enrichment in Iran, have not changed. And the idea that President Trump would ever accept an Iranian wish list as a deal is completely absurd. The president will only make a deal that serves in the best interests of the United States of America. And he as a negotiating team will focus on this effort over the next 2 weeks, so long as the Strait of Hormuz remains open with no limitations or delays.
It's closed. They closed it off. So what next?
These extraordinarily sensitive and complex negotiations will take place behind closed doors over the course of the next 2 weeks. I would strongly advise the media against running with narratives that have no basis in fact. What Iran says publicly or feeds to all of you in the press is much different than what they communicate to the United States, the president, and his team privately. Never underestimate President Trump's ability to successfully advance America's interests and broker.
Wait. Have you heard that before? Oh, yeah. Well, what they told me is different than what they told you.
Peace. President Trump has a proven track record of achieving good deals on behalf of the United States. And
President Trump has a good track record. President Trump has a good track record.
The American people, and he will only accept one that puts America first. With that, I will take your questions today. I'm sure you have a lot of them in our new media.
I do have a lot of them. First off, this new plan, I mean, yes, we all knew, everyone knew about the 10-point plan. That's why when we figured out after an hour and a half before he was going to blow up the whole area of Iran and all of the civilians, we were like, okay, what's going on? And then he came up with the ceasefire. So we was like, oh man, it has to be this 10-point plan that he's talking about, right? All of a sudden, there was a new one. There was a 10-point plan, we remember. There was a 15-point plan that we give them, we remember. So you're saying that they said real fast while all of their citizens were making themselves live chains around their electric plants and getting on their bridges, their government or the new regime, as you say, was revised a new plan with Trump together. And they were cool with that to go 10 years. And then today, Israel go ahead and does what it does to Lebanon. And Lebanon was, according to their 10-point plan, one of the areas that cannot be hit. And you're trying to say it wasn't on there. That doesn't sound, why wouldn't it not be on there? But hey, I'm adding my own stuff in there. There's the facts of their side. There's, you saw what happened with the airstrikes. You saw that the strait is closed now. So when I get more news, when I get a chance, I will get it to you. If you like stuff like this, please, because the algorithms, that's what makes it work. Like, subscribe, share. NU-Kihe explains the world. Peace.